What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another video. Today we will be proceeding from part 6, which we have finished yesterday. Yesterday we have officially finished half of this series, and today we'll be carrying on with part 7 of our 300 Reddit questions series. If you enjoy this content, then please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell so that YouTube knows to promote this video for others as well and spreads the word. And I'll also be dropping a link to my Instagram and Twitter below if you want to follow me there. Without further ado, let's get into this video. All right, so question 151. In what way do you differ most from your best friend? Well, I mean, personally, I don't even have a best friend. I just have very close friends, but one of my close friends, we both differ in such a way that he likes to always, well, play it safe, and I'm more of a going all out kind of risk taker. Like I'm always going for either the best of the best or nothing at all. And we always have our disagreements where he's always trying to convince me, hey, take a step, do this, do that, relax, breathe, think properly. And I'm always like, my brain is always working at incredibly high speeds and it just wants everything instantaneously. We always have conflicts because of that. Next question. What stereotype are you most like? Okay, I did some research about what stereotype means, and basically means someone who is expected to do something. So, stereotype for me, I'm more like someone where everyone just realizes, oh, he's gonna get this work done, we shouldn't care, he knows what he's doing, yada yada yada. And then everyone's disappointed when I don't deliver because I also want to have my life and enjoy like no work machine. You get the point by now. What is one thing you're proud you haven't done? Hmm. Well, sometimes I tend to be a little bit crazy when I'm mad, okay? And I always tend to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'll try this and try that. And then things turn out to be tragic. So one thing that I do remember is that at one time, I was incredibly mad, and usually back in my home country, the one way for me to release my anger was to go for a drive. But because my license was expired, it was illegal for me. And a few minutes after that, I was forced to stay at home, there were police around the area and some investigation was going on. So I was just more than happy that I never went for this drive. Otherwise, I would have been thrown in jail by now. What is something that's difficult for you but easy for most other people? Um, Something that's difficult for me but easy for most people. Just coming to the realization that you have to work for someone and you just want a happy life. You want to be stable. You don't want to do anything that's brand new. You don't want to try something that's crazy, scary, terrifying. That's the idea of like 80 to 90% of the population, and I just have an incredibly hard time convincing myself that this is the life that I want. Like I just want something entirely different, something new, something big, something incredible. This is just the kind of lifestyle that I'm aiming for. And if you want to help me out, then make sure to hit the subscribe button below and like and turn on the notifications and do all that good stuff. Really matters a lot to me and it helps me more than you think. Thank you so much. Um, what are you glad you learned as a child? Patience. Patience. When I was a child, I was always getting tested by people. I was very tolerant, which is not exactly the kind of person I am nowadays, but back then I was really taught how to be patient, and good things only happen to those who are patient. So yeah, that lesson of patience is what has gotten me so far, at least in my engineering studies and all that. But I also do hope that my patience, which I have learned back then, continues in my life just so that I can achieve whatever I want to achieve in the end. If you could know either when you die or how would you choose if either? If I knew how I would die, I would probably say that I just want to die a peaceful death. If it is not peaceful, if it is full of action or aggression, then I would die in a car accident probably. But if I really want to choose the way that I die, I would honestly say just have a peaceful death. Don't hurt anyone. Don't harm anyone who didn't harm you. Basically, just mind your own business. What is something you had to learn the hard way? I think we have answered this like 1,000 times before, but if I have to answer it one more time, I would say that something that I had to learn the hard way is probably just to realize the fact that you're all alone in this world. No one's gonna help you if you don't stand up for yourself, or if you don't fight back, then you're just gonna get beaten over, and there's absolutely no one else to blame except for yourself for your own weaknesses. So always learn how to be strong, be a man, and just be the best of the best. What is something you want but will never have? Nothing. Nothing. Everything that I want, I'll make sure that I get it. Rest assured about that. Everything that I want to get, make sure I'll get it one day. Inshallah. If you could know for certain the answer to any question, what would that question be? Um, if it's personal, I would say like, will I ever have it figured out? Is all of this worth it? Am I doing it right or wrong, or am I just wasting my time? But if we are talking about something which is like imaginary sci-fi, I would honestly go like, what happens in 100 years from now? Do we get to space? Does engineering evolve? Do we make the best tech and all that? And if it is religious, I just want to know if I will make it to heaven or hell. What is a quote that speaks to you and why do you like it? I can think of 1,000 different quotes, but I couldn't think of one specific. But one quote that speaks to me would be that no matter what happens, just don't give up. Like motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. In other words, if you could be disciplined to do something every single day for the rest of your life, you're going to be good at it before you even know it, and people will be surprised at how well you could do that task. What advice do you wish you'd received earlier? That this one is going to screw you up. Well, apologies for the language, but this one's really going to mess you up and you will learn a lot of lessons the hard way. I just wish somebody told me about my future earlier on because there was so much pain going on because of that. What was the hardest time of your life and how did you make it through? This one was very easy. The hardest time of my life has been the past 5 years living here in Malaysia. And if I were to say, I would say that the only way to make it through is just to be incredibly patient, persistent, and don't let anyone shake your inner peace at any cost. You can get insulted, you could get aggravated, you could get hurt physically. Well, physically, you will have to fight back, but if people try to hurt you with their words, just don't respond. If they can't hit you physically, they can't do anything, and they're just trying to play the victim. It's never worth it. But yeah, in terms of the hardest times, I would say the 5 years that I have spent in Malaysia so far, these were incredibly hard, and I'm still here. What is the best compliment you've ever received? Uh, Depends. When I was still a kid, who didn't know anything, or when I grew up. When I was still a kid, uh, girls used to tell me that I'm being nice and friendly and all that. Back then, I didn't understand this was a bad thing, but well, for them at least. But when I grew up, I realized, but back then it was actually a really compliment. It used to make me happy, like when I was a little bit dumb. But right now, the best compliment, Baha, you never stop fighting and you'll always be after whatever you want at any cost, which is quite a compliment for me. But yeah, that's about it. Next question. What character trait instantly makes you respect someone? Um, Someone who doesn't care, someone who just does whatever they want, someone who just fires away at whatever they want, someone who knows what's right for them and doesn't let emotion get involved, someone who's truly strong when it comes to logic and understanding of how this world works. Not many people are like this out there. Most are mindlessly arrogant because they have seen others do it, but someone who has the balance and the brains is definitely someone I will always respect. What is the best compliment you've ever given someone? I used to give these a lot, like free candy when I was a kid, but the best compliment I would say is just don't ever give up, whatever it is you want to do. Know that you can do it and always fight, and don't let life get in the way. Like, don't be shaken by external factors, I would say. What is a fear you faced and how did you face it? Um, I used to be really terrified of approaching girls in public and talking to a girl that I like, and I still have this fear. Like whenever there's a lockdown or something where I haven't approached someone in a while, the fear always keeps coming back. And unfortunately, there's not much that I can do about it right now. But when I used to approach girls in public, a few years ago, the only way to overcome it was actually to just do it, not watch videos, not listen to anyone, just do it. No one knows exactly how you will be able to do it except yourself. If you want to learn how to approach girls, you might want to talk to me, but above all else, just make sure that you're willing to take the risk of rejection. What is an everyday evil you experience often? Something banal but deeply unfair. Everyday evil? Well, the internet's honestly an everyday evil. Like I have a lot of social media networks that I'm involved in, and I tend to care way too much about these that sometimes I completely forget to study for days. They're not business or anything, but I just think that it's super exciting. And this is something that I truly experience every single day. And I just can't get over it. But the only way to get over it is just to shut down everything and just focus on work. What person do you look up to most and why? Someone I know, no one, honestly. The only person that I know and they know me and I look up to is only me. Like I think that I'm just trying to do something that no one has ever done from my social circle before. And I'll be more than happy if it works out for me. If it doesn't, then who cares? We'll just force it to happen, or we will just find something a little bit different. But hopefully, we will be able to make it to the top. But if it's someone that I don't know, then it's always going to be Christian von Koenigsegg for their cars and just the engineering genius that goes into that kind of stuff. Has anyone ever saved your life? Have you ever saved someone else's life? Uh, has anyone ever saved my life? No. Have I ever saved anyone else's life? Probably not. I genuinely don't know. If I saved your life and I totally forgot about it, let me know. Thank you. What expensive thing is absolutely worth the money? Cameras. Now I know that this is incredibly stupid, but getting a good camera and microphone, like if you really want to be on YouTube, and I'm aware of that, but I just couldn't afford one right now. But if you want to make it big on YouTube or videos or cinematography or all of that, then for me, I would say that a camera is absolutely worth it. But if it's something incredibly big, it's just gonna be hyper cards. I just tend to like that kind of stuff. If you could change your name, first, last, middle, or any combination, what would you change it to and why? No, I wouldn't change my name for anything. I'm more than happy with my name. What historical figure would you most like to sit and have a conversation with over tea? Historical figure? I'll probably go with anyone who has become an entrepreneur the right way. Uh, Maybe Thomas Edison, I would say. Like, as far as I know, Thomas Edison took 10,000 tries to get a functional lamp before he got the final one realistically working. And I just admire the fact that he didn't give up even after 10,000 tries. Not many people are this motivated or passionate. Anyone who's passionate or motivated about what they do, I'm more than happy to listen. And for me personally, the only motivation that I will ever get is if you guys like and comment down below and hit the subscribe, just tells me that, hey, Baha, you're doing something right and people are interested in what you do. Keep doing that. Thank you so much if you did that. Who do you wish was still alive? Someone who's still alive? Probably my grandparents. I mean, okay, yeah, probably my grandparents. I think by now they would support me in my journey or whatever I choose to do. They would be more than happy to see me succeed. And I would always love to see them again one more time because I didn't get to see all of them for very long. Well, thankfully, I still have one of them alive. What is a story you always fall back on? One you've told so many times you nearly have it memorized? Um, Well, this is a very, very dynamic question for me. And the reason that it is super dynamic is mainly because my stories are always changing. Like, Baha, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Who inspires you? Who motivates you? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like, When I first got into engineering, I was seriously inspired by the story of Koenigsegg. And that's exactly why I got into engineering. It was out of love, but right now things have gotten incredibly hard for me that I just couldn't care anymore. In one way or the other, I kind of lost my drive. So I'm just trying different things right now as we speak. But over the very long time, it will still be Koenigsegg's story. Like I'm just a big fan of their cars, and as much as I hate to admit that I'm talking a lot about them, I just don't feel like it. Anyway, yeah, that's about it for part 7. Thank you so much for watching this short video or long video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button below. Make sure to subscribe as well and comment. I love to hear your comments, but please don't spam me with anything which is unnecessary. And if you want to see more of me or interact with me personally, you can always hit me up on Instagram and Twitter below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And without further ado, I'll see you tomorrow in part 8. And thank you so much for watching one more time. Have a good day, and I'll blast out. Peace.